Okay. All right, guys, this is going to be a video demonstrating the things that we're going to be looking for on the test out for the hybrid program. And Dustin's going to run through starting off with the Olympic drills, and then he's going to hit the power lifts at the end. So he's going to start off by doing the Bergner warm-up, 2 reps of each, starting with the down and up. He's going to have a wide grip, drive through his heels, and then he's going to go into the elbows high and outside, and then a tall muscle snatch, just dipping and standing it up and pulling through the wrists. Good. And then he's going to go into the stance. So bar is up overhead. He's going to drop about 2 inches. The feet are going to go from the jumping position to the landing position. Now he's going to drop all the way into the full squat. Then the barbell's going to come behind his neck. He's going to do the press-ups for 2. Good. Similar to a push press, just a dip and drive. At this point, he's going to do an overhead squat, so he's going to adjust his feet. Good. Then the barbell's going to come back behind his neck, and he's going to keep his feet in his squat stance, and he's going to do a press under. So all he's doing is pressing his body under the bar. Now he's going to do a heaving press. And lastly, he's going to do a snatch balance. On the snatch balance, he's going to adjust his feet to his jumping position, and then he's going to land in his squat. So the jumping position will be feet under the hips, and the landing position are feet under the shoulders. Okay. At this point, he's going to bring the barbell out around in front of him. He's going to stay in his snatch grip, which is wide. The bar should be hitting about your hip flexor area, and he's going to be doing a power snatch from the power position. The power position is right where the bar is at right now, right at his hip flexor. So he's going to go ahead and do a power snatch. Good. So a power snatch, he's going to be landing with the bent knee and then standing it up. Good. Now he's going to bring the bar down slightly into what we call the pocket. So as you see, his shoulder is now right there at the bar, maybe slightly ahead of the bar, and he's going to power snatch from that position. One more. This is from the pocket. And now he's going to drop the bar down into the hang position, which is right above his knee. He's going to power snatch from the hang. If you notice, when he does this, he doesn't explode until he hits the pocket. Good. Okay? And now he's going to power snatch from the ground. And the ground is always going to be mid-shin. Drives his knees out. So he's going to drive up to the hang and explode at the pocket. We never want to jerk the bar from the ground. We're always going to wait, pull the knees back out of the way, hit the pocket, and explode. Good. Now, I'm going to have him demonstrate one full squat snatch from each position, and I'll briefly talk about it as he's going through. So he's going to do a squat snatch from the power position. Good. Stand it up. And a squat snatch from the pocket. Good. And a full squat snatch is going to be landing with his hip crease below the knee. And from the hang. Good. And then from the ground. This is a full squat snatch. Good. Okay. So at this point, he's going to bring his hands in, and he's going to have his hands about a thumb's distance from his hips. So this is going to be, we're going to do the clean. So the same thing positionally. Dustin's going to start, and he's going to clean it, power clean, just from that upright position. Now he's going to go to the pocket. Good. He'll drive it down to the hang, right above the knee. Again, you notice he waits till he hits the pocket before he explodes, and then back down to the ground. Remember, he's going to pull his knees out of the way, into the hang, and then clean. Good. And if you notice, he lands, can you go in your receiving position in the rack? So this is called the rack position right here. He lands with his elbows high. So his arms are parallel with the floor. So you want to make sure that when you're landing, you're opening up your hand and you're landing with the bar high in your throat. Okay, so the only difference now is if he was going to do a full squat clean is just go ahead and go from the ground into a full squat clean. So he's going from the ground, hits the hang, and the pocket he explodes, and he drops into a full squat, hip crease below the knee. Okay? So all you need to remember is that the landing positions is going to be a power landing, a power snatch, a power clean, where he's just bent kneed under the bar, and the other landing is going to be a full squat. That's with the hip crease below the knee. The starting position for terminology is either going to be the power position, the pocket, the hang, or the ground. And it looks very similar with the snatch. Widen your hands out. The power position is a starting position, the pocket, the hang, and the ground. Good. Okay, stand it up. Now we're going to move on to the 4 presses. Dustin is going to bring his hands in to about hip width apart, about a thumb's length outside the hips. Good. And he's going to go into a strict shoulder press for 2. If you see with the shoulder press, his forearms are pretty vertical. The elbows can be slightly ahead of the bar, but we don't want to be in the rack position for this. Now he's going to go into a push press, and the elbows do come in front of the bar a little bit. And he's going to dip and drive. He's using knees this time. And exploding, throwing that bar overhead. Good. As you notice at the top, you can see Dustin's ear is in front of his arms for the ending position. We don't want to end out front. Do one bad rep, Dustin. There. See that? That's no good. Okay, into the jerk. The elbows are going to come up a little higher. He's more in a rack position for this. He's going to do a push jerk. So he's violently jumping under this bar. He's going to heave and drive his body fast into the bar. So he's going to land with the knees soft and his arms locked out. We're going to go into a split jerk from here. Good. And one more. Now he's going to turn and face us. And we're going to go into the front squat. So he's staying in his rack position. He's getting his feet situated in a squat. Some people will be a little wider than others, but he drives his knees out. Now turn to the side, please. And front squat, the elbows stay high, the hips set back, chest stays upright. Good. Now he's going to adjust his hands, and we're going to go into an overhead squat. So he'll bring the bar down, adjust out wide, do a nice tall muscle snatch, and now he's in position for the overhead squat. That's fine. Good. One from front view. You notice he really drives those knees out. And from side view, Dustin keeps his chest up. His bar travels right over the midline of his foot. Good. Bar comes behind the neck. We're going to go into the back squat. At this point, it's your preference. You can do a high bar or a low bar back squat. Right now, Dustin's demonstrating the low bar back squat. The bar is set a little further down on his back. He's going to set his hips back, go into the squat. Good. One more, and up. Good. Okay, now we're going to go into the deadlift. Dustin's going to pick his bar up, and his hand placement's going to be right outside of his hips, so a thumb's distance outside of the hips. He's going to go in position, and for the purposes today, he's going to set up in a powerlifting position for the deadlift. Turn to the side, Dust. So as you can see, as he comes down, his shins are pretty vertical, and his shoulder is slightly ahead of the bar. Go ahead and do 2. Good, and hold. If he was going to set up in an Olympic-style deadlift position, he would just bring his hips down a little bit, and his shoulders would be aligned with the bar. So just a different style, but either is going to work. At this point, he's going to switch and go ahead and come up. And we're going to go into a sumo deadlift. So you're going to see now he's going to turn and face us. He's going to have a very wide stance. His feet will be outside of his shoulders. He's going to narrow up his grip, approximately thumb's distance apart. He's going to be very upright. His shoulder stays aligned with the bar. And drive through his heels. And drive that bar up fast. High pull, sorry. Sumo deadlift high pull. Good. So you're going to see that this movement requires a lot of drive through the heels, and you're just guiding it with your hands. Good. All right, that's good. My demo guide died. Okay, we're going to need you guys to be able to clearly demonstrate a hollow body position. So he's keeping his lower back on the ground, holding, and then turning around and doing a Superman. Although these positions may seem pretty simple, we use these a lot in a lot of the movements that we do. Dustin's going to hop up, and he's going to get on the bar, demonstrate a nice little rhythmic kip. Good, and he's going to go into some knees to elbows. You don't have to have a knees to elbow, but you at least have to show some rhythm. Go about halfway up, Dustin, if they don't have it completely. So you'll be able to demonstrate this, hopefully. If you're really good at knees to elbows, we're just going to show you how to kick out the top. That's good. Okay, hop off. Good. Another thing we're looking for is that you can hold approximately 10 seconds in a handstand. So Dustin's going to demonstrate a handstand up against the wall. Good. Come back down. We'll also be showing you how to do a kipping pull-up with a band. We don't have one set up, but we'll be showing this in the test out. Dustin will demonstrate a wall ball. He's going to go grab one. Over there. Any wall ball is fine. And again, you guys, this is going to be a brief demonstration. His hip crease is below the knee, and he needs to hit his target. That's pretty much it. We just don't want to see your elbows falling down and you falling over, so it's pretty much a front squat. We're going to cover the GHD machines, which are over here. These are called the glute ham developers. Dustin's going to hop on and show you a GHD sit-up. Good. He's actually doing those wrong. Pop your knees down when you come up. There we go. And then he's going to flip around and do a hip extension. Just like that. And then the last thing we're going to do is a glute ham raise. These are fun. And I'm just going to have him do 2 of these. They're pretty tough. Go. You're good. There you go. Those are hard. Okay. And then last but not least, you guys, we're going to do a brief demonstration on the rowers if you've never used a rower before. And you don't need to demonstrate. That's not rowing. And that'll be it. So if you guys just review this video and you can kind of watch it over a few times if you need to, it's pretty simple. Thanks.
Maybe a tip.